Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we'll be going really in depth, digging deep into wigs and frontals. All right, so there seems to be still a little bit of confusion out there as far as what's a frontal, what's a closure, what's 13 by 6, what's 13 by 4, what's a 2 by 2, what's a 7 by 7 closure. Okay, so what's a full lace? You know, there are so many questions out there. The rabbit hole runs deep. Okay, so that's exactly what we'll be talking about in today's video. I will not only have pictures, but I will have a lot of informative information. So hopefully you learned something from this video. Make sure you watch the video all the way through, because I do have a little surprise here and there for the ones who really stay tuned and watch it. And I think that's pretty much it. I didn't want this intro to be real long, but yeah, let's get right into the content. Alright guys, so let's get started with closures. So if you would take a look at the screen as I have it blown up right here, as you can see, we have various different kinds of closures. Okay, so we have a 2 by 6, we have a 4 by 4, we have a 5 by 5, we have a 6 by 6, and we also have a 7 by 7. Guys, I have also seen an 8 by 8. It's not pictured here, but as you probably could imagine, it's just going to be a little bit wider than the 7 by 7. So a lot of people tend to get confused when they hear all these different numbers sometimes, and it can get confusing because honestly sometimes I still get confused when it comes to the numbers for the frontals. Okay, so this is a visual of exactly what they will look like. Okay, well, exactly what they'll look like. Yeah, so the first one that you are going to get, which is a 2 by 6, this is like if you just want a regular part, y'all. Like if you just want one of those sleek parts. A lot of people get these if they're doing like those bobs, like those sleek straight down quick weave bobs or something like that. They're not as popular. Now the 4 by 4, that's just like the regular ones that came out, just a standard closure. You can get them for really cheap now, even at the beauty supply store, sometimes from anywhere from 20 to 50 bucks. All right, so when you get up into the 5 by 5s, the 6 by 6s, and the 7 by 7s, those are super popular and they are coming back. At first closures were phasing out, but now people are really figuring things out about frontals, and they're not really wanting to deal with them, especially the ear tabs. And closures are just very versatile as well, and you can do just as much with a closure as you can with a frontal, especially when you have more space, as far as when you're getting those 5 by 5s and those 7 by 7s. Okay guys, have you guys ever, seen any of the bigger closures? Have you ever thought about getting any of the bigger closures? Have you ever worn one before? Do you like them or do you not like them? I know it's a love-hate relationship for them. Me personally, I love them for like every day. Like when I'm going to work or when I just want to throw something on, because they can look very, very natural depending on the company that you get them from, and just depending on how they look. Okay, they come in various textures, they come in various lengths. All right, different types of lace, but overall I love closures. I always love closures. They'll always be a 10 out of 10 for me. Okay, alright guys, so let's get into the closure wigs. Now these are basically what you just saw, just in wig form. When you purchase a closure wig, you of course do not have to bother buying a closure separate and making your own, which is the beauty of buying one already made. Now I did show you guys the closures separately. Now the closures that are separate, like that are not made into a wig, you can use those for a lot of different things. You can also make your own wig. I know people may say, well, should I make a wig or should I buy one? It all comes down to like customizing density in your time. Okay, if you don't feel like buying one, making a wig, then you can buy one, but just know density does vary when you buy wigs. It just is what it is. Okay, but anyways, let's get back to the closure wigs. This is basically what they look like. You will get whatever choice of closure that you choose to pick, whether it's a 4 by 4 or 5 by 5 or a 7 by 7, whatever you go with. Then you would get the closure at the top, and you would get the tracks and the regular cap around the rest of the wig, as you guys can see. Okay, it's right here on the screen. So you're just going to get tracks in the back, and you're going to get your closure up top. Like I said, these wigs are super great because all you got to do is throw them on and no freaking ear tabs. You don't have to worry about that. And you can also wear this glueless, so you don't have to always put this harsh glue on your head or anything. You could throw some got to be glue on there if you would like. So closures and closure wigs are great for protective styles, just so you guys know. Okay, that's why they're becoming so popular again, because at one point they were phasing out. Have you ever tried a closure wig? Would you ever consider a closure wig? Why or why not? I know that some people say that closure wigs are kind of wiggy. I don't think so. I feel like if you manipulate it the right way and do what needs to be done, they look pristine. Alright guys, so moving right along, we are moving to the beast, okay? So, as you guys can see right here on the screen, we're going straight into frontals, okay? So, we're going to get to frontals first, and I'm going to show you guys a couple of different pictures, all right? So, let's dive into that first, okay? Before we get too far gone, all right? So, moving right along, a key thing to note is that frontals go from ear to ear, okay? So whenever you're dealing with a closure, you're just going to get whatever the size that you get, and it's going to be more so of like a middle of your forehead, middle of your head type thing. But when you get into the beast, you will be dealing with ear to ear, okay? That's just what a frontal is. It's going to cover the front half of your head. All right, just like in these pictures right here, perfect for thinning hairlines, people who want a more fuller look, or just for like a glam type of look. Not great for every day. I don't know how much I have to stress that, but they're pretty, and I understand all the celebs are wearing them, and they're great and they're versatile, but they're just mainly for special occasions. If you're going to a wedding or prom, or I don't know, you stepping out one night and you want to look good, these are not for longevity. It's not like you're getting in and keeping it in for months and months and months. They require a lot of upkeep. This is why I tell people that if you're a beginner wig wearer, or you want to get into wigs, or whatever the case may be, I would not suggest starting with a frontal wig, okay? I just wouldn't. I'll probably make a second video to explain, like, you know, wig steps and what you should start with, but definitely not a frontal. And I'm not doing that to scare anyone off from the whole frontal world. It's just that it's really an expensive habit to upkeep. That's all I have to say, okay? And it's not for everyone. If you don't too much know how to do your own wig or keep your own wig up, I would say that you're kind of going to be spinning your wheels when it comes to the upkeep of a closure of a frontal wig, because you have to frequently go to your stylist. It could go from every week to every 2 weeks. If you're very active, this will not work. If you're an excessive sweater, if you're play sports, if you're just a really active person, it's just not gonna work. It's just not for everyday use. All right, so although they're nice, and I know a lot of people want to jump into them, just be very cognitive of that, and I would say educate yourselves a little bit further. Now, these are just basic frontals that you guys see in front of you, and these are a few different sizes that you guys are looking at. Okay, so with just a regular frontal, you can either do like a frontal ponytail. You can do like I said, if you have a thinning hairline, just add that and then have your real hair at the back. Or you can also make your own wig instead of purchasing a frontal wig. Now, as I told you about the closure wigs, you have to be cognitive of density. A lot of companies, they're making these wigs and they're looking nice, but they're paper thin. So if you do choose to make your own frontal, make your own frontal wig, just know that you can customize the density. You can make it as thick or as thin as you want, and you control that, okay? But if you leave it in the hands of a company, you may have to go in after already spending a couple $100s. You may have to go in and put some tracks in there to enhance fullness. All right, a lot of times we'll see people with like frontal wigs and they're like so full and so big and so great, but stylists do add hair into the wig so that they can be fuller, because they know that most of the time they come thin, especially the longer one. Alright guys, so let's look at a picture up close. So here comes the measurements. Sometimes this can get a little mixy, but we're gonna go right into it. Okay, so the top have is the 4-inch parting. So with the 4-inch parting, this is going to be like your standard frontal. A lot of frontals come like this, but you want to make sure you pay attention to it saying 13 by 4. Okay, as you can see on the top 2 pics, it says 13 by 4, and that's just how much parting space you get like in that middle part. Okay, so also, let's drop down. It does have a 13 by 6. Me personally, I love a 13 by 6. There's more parting space. It's longer and it looks more natural to me than having such a small part, okay? And my head is kind of big, so I don't want just like this little 2-3 inch looking part. So if you like longer parts, I would suggest you get in a 13 by 6. If you like shorter parts, then a 13 by 4 will be fine. But I am going to put up another pic where the part is not big at all. Sometimes you can get a frontal and you have no parting space. I know that there are quite a bit of so-called frontal wigs or lace front wigs in the beauty supply store that does not have parting space. So the only thing that you can do is wear it like back or wear it in some sort of flip over method. So with the 13 by 4s and the 13 by 6s, they make the wigs like that, and they also have your regular frontals that just a regular frontal you can get to make your own wig or whatnot in a 13 by 4 and also a 13 by 6. Now they do have like bigger sizes and measurements and all that kind of stuff, but you have to get with a company that has that, because not all companies do, and some companies do specially make frontals and closures and wigs, but they do charge a significant price for specially making items. Alright y'all, so let's look up close at a T-part wig. So this is exactly what it is. It's a T. You can only wear this wig in one part. Now I know some people say, hey, can I get my T-part on the side? Because all I'm seeing is middle part T-part wigs. So they have those, but they're called L parts, okay? And I've mostly seen those like in the beauty supply store. So you want to look for L part, and literally on the side, it'll be shaped kind of like a L, just like that. And you'll only get that amount of parting space, but they still look good and they're still pretty versatile for the most part. And I only say that because, I mean, well, it's not versatile as far as you can like switch it however you want to switch it, but it looks natural. So I didn't mean versatile, but it still looks pretty natural. Now, regular T parts, I love them. So you're going to get that T with that lace. That's just that one little part with that lace. And then when you come down the sides, you'll get a little bit of like edges that'll also have lace, but it'll be capped over the rest of the wig. I don't understand everyone's hate for this wig, but I love them. They lay super flat. They look awesome. They're even better than closures to me in a way, just because you still get those edges and it looks like a freaking frontal without you having to deal with a frontal. Like, you get the best of all of it, and it is like more affordable than a frontal or a frontal wig would be. Have you ever tried a T-part before? Let me know down in the comments. Do you like it or do you not like it? Because it just seems like no one likes it nowadays. Alright guys, so let's look at up close. We're going to look at a 13 by 4 frontal wig construction, and we're also going to look at a T-part wig construction. So this is what they look like. As you can see, the cap on both of them, they're both structured nicely. It's just all depending on your look and your price range. Like I said, I like them both. I just like T-parts a little bit better because I just don't like to deal with all the, I'm gonna keep saying, the ear tabs and stuff, guys. You don't have to deal with that, all that, when you have the T-part, in my opinion. Well, when I have a T-part, I don't glue it all the way around. Basically, when I put it on, it fits nice, okay? But I just wanted to show you guys what they looked like kind of side by side to compare like the cap construction and what you were getting into if you were to get one of these wigs. Alright, so let's get into the big dogs, the heavy hitters in the game, okay? These are the type of wigs that a lot of your celebrities are wearing and your just favorite like IG models and all that type. So these are going to be the full lace wigs and the lace front wigs. So we've already talked about lace front wigs pretty much, but I want to show you guys a side by side, head to head of the difference of these two, because a lot of people ask me, they're just like, what is the difference, what is it? So you do have your full lace wig, which that's lace all the way around, y'all. You can part it anywhere you want to, you can style it how you want to, you can do you some braids to the back, you can do you the two little French braids, you can do updos and downdos and whatever you want to do. Super versatile. They're very nice. If you can get them from a nice reputable company, you can get you a really nice wig, okay, that could last you for quite some times. Now the full lace wigs are very pricey, so you do want to keep that in mind. They start out pricey just because how they are, and a lot of them typically are handmade. Then we're gonna go into the lace front wigs. Depending on where you get it from and your lengths that you choose from, and also what size, whether you get a 13 by 6 or you get a 13 by 4, all of that is going to factor into the price. But when it comes to upkeep for either one of these, you are looking at, if you go to a stylist, seriously, you could be looking at anywhere from $200 to $700 to actually get the wig installed, and that's not including like upkeep. All right, so just letting you guys know that they're nice, they're pretty, but the upkeep is through the roof, okay, literally through the roof. But this is what they look like up close. And also I will be showing you guys a 360 wig, so you guys can see exactly what a 360 wig is, and you can get 360 closures or 360, I guess it would be like a frontal or a closure, whatever you want to call it. You can get those by themselves too. Some people will buy a 360 closure, not the full wig, but some people will buy a 360 closure and they actually won't buy any bundles, and they'll do like a do type of style, like a high ponytail or a high bun or something. And I've seen some that's been blended pretty well and they look okay, but sometimes it just looks skimpy because the middle is missing. But a 360 wig is just what it is. It's 360, so it will go completely around your whole head, okay? I'm sorry, I'm just jumping in, y'all. I didn't really want this to be too long, but it will go completely around your whole head to around the perimeter. And depending on if you get a wig or not, if you get a wig, then you'll have tracks in the middle. If you don't get a wig and you just have the 360, then as I just explained, you could either leave your hair out, you could either just put that in a ponytail, or you can make your own wig and you can customize your density. You can kind of go with it from there, okay? So I think that's pretty much it, guys. If you've made it this far into the video, I do want you to leave me a diamond in the comments, and I will be picking a winner, 2 winners actually, for a giveaway. All right, so be sure you leave that down below and let me know your feedback on this video. Let me know, of course, if you've learned anything. Let me know if it was informative for you. It did take me a while to put this together and to just break down everything. Hopefully it wasn't too ranty. Would love to know you guys' opinions on different wigs. Which wig would you prefer and which works best for you? Or do you feel like, hey, I don't really want to wear a wig, maybe I'm just a headband wig type of person, or I'm just a, I don't know, clip-ins type of person, okay? So anyways, guys, let me know all that down below, and yeah, I'll see you on my next